Having really public identity as someone that you aren't is a really distressing thing. You feel constantly this sort of like dissociative state where it's like, that's not me, but I feel like I have to fulfill it.
Just get out there and make something. Thank you.
We have an idea of what we are at a certain age, and then we grow up and we look back and we're like, it's not who I was, or that's not who I am. With Sylvia, I think around the time that she was learning and changing and becoming who she was, she began to see that that wasn't exactly aligning with what other people's ideas of who Super Awesome Sylvia was.
Da 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 dee da. Sylvia Super Awesome Mini Maker Show. Yeah! Welcome to our Make Video special, Sylvia's Super Awesome Mini Maker Show. Hey, did you know you could be a rocket scientist in just one day?
We decided to start a maker show, which I'd get some sort of kit or electronics and build it and make a video on it.
Complete launch kit.
And I kept making those, and they eventually started getting really popular because we kept going to Maker Fair, and that's when I really started getting attention for being a girl maker at the time.
I think at peak popularity there were maybe something around 2 million viewers, and we felt it because we would go to any of these maker gatherings, maker fairs, and everyone would recognize her as, you know, hey, it's you.
Well, I learned that I really want to inspire kids all around the world.
It got popular enough that I was invited to conferences and got like flights paid for. I was able to go to the White House Science Fair and like meet President Obama and show off some of my projects that I made. A lot of really incredible stuff.
You know, there's been lots of emails and lots of kids that have told me, you know, I really look up to you, and you can be a role model if you just, you know, inspire other kids and stuff, so.
I got this feeling immediately that one of the reasons, apart from age, that everyone paid attention was that it was a little girl.
After 2 sessions, I was done by like the 3rd session.
Burning
No amount
God,
of
it's
water.
warm in here.
I definitely felt good about being an inspiration, but it was also really stressful because I felt like I had to live up to some expectations that no one had given me. It was complicated and upsetting, especially when I realized that I wasn't a girl.
So they weren't together and now everyone's sad.
Around in 7th grade was when I first started getting feelings that something was wrong with my body, because that's when it really, like, puberty started really kicking in. And I called up my friend one day and I was like, is it wrong to want to be a boy? And then it came up again in freshman year. I was able to see that there were, you know, kids who were queer and different, and eventually over the course of a couple months I was able to realize that I did not identify or feel like I was a girl.
I did have a transition time of feeling like I not lost my daughter, but it was the same age where your child's growing up into this young adult. So it was like this whole big, she was growing up into this young woman, but now she's growing up into this young man. And so some of it was hard. I think Zeph, you know, when I was feeling sad or upset or anything like that, we'd have conversations and I would cry and stuff like that. I think he felt immense guilt, like he'd let me down. And I would constantly tell him that's not what's going on. You know, we all have to go through what we have to go through. But still, I know he, you know, felt like he had let everybody down.
I love you.
I definitely did see that a little bit with my family, that they felt like they had lost something, like that little girl sort of thing. And, you know, I felt that loss too. I couldn't be that, you know, that girl inspiration, that, you know, role model, and it was really tough. It was tough to feel like it was wrong of me to be a boy, or wrong of me to feel that way.
That's part of what I said.
It only took me about maybe 2 weeks before I got over it and said, oh, he's my son. I get it.
So the show stuff had slowed down. I think he felt an obligation in that way too. I think that he saw that there were a lot of other girls that looked up to him, and how could they look up to him when he's a boy? It's hard enough when you're just telling your own family about something like that, but to have this whole other world of people, I know that it felt crushing for him.
Everyone goes through that. But in January, I came out to the fan base, and I got a lot of very positive and negative replies, but it was good to finally just kind of end it in a way. But I'm not really ending it. I'm continuing it as Sylvia as a character instead of a person. So I am, but not Sylvia. So she will be in comics and maybe animations and books and all sorts of things. I definitely can see it becoming like a TV show or something kids would watch, but I have really high hopes for it.
This is a way of moving forward and like pushing that female part of him out into this creative outlet that continued on and still connected with kids and still connected with girls. I think that's probably the best solution that we could come up with, and it offers so many opportunities.
Ask for ideas what people want it to be about. Okay. I plan on keeping Sylvia because there still needs to be a girl role model out there, and I want to keep that way. But I definitely feel like maybe if there was like a TV show or something, there could be a trans character on there or a queer character in general, because there definitely needs to be more representation. I never really saw any as, a kid or even in middle school. So, seeing that the younger you are, the better educated you are, which means you're more accepting to diversity when you're older.